Hello! So in today's video we are going to check out all of these lovely Peppa Pig books. Let's check out what all titles we have. So we have Peppa Meets the Queen, The Story of Prince George, Tooth Fairy, Peppa Goes Swimming, George Catches a Cold, Daddy Pig's Chair, Daddy Pig's Old Chair, Dentist Trip, Recycling Fun, Sports Day, Tiny Creatures, and The Biggest Muddy Puddle in the World, along with 2 activity books. Well, we'll check them out last, but before that, let's go through these books. So, let's check out what's happening in this book. Peppa Meets the Queen. Okay, so the front page, it's Peppa and George. Then they are watching television. And look who's on the screen. It's the Queen. And the Queen has made a special announcement that today she is going to give an award to the hardest working person in the country. And who might that be? Of course, it's Miss Rabbit. I mean, she's everywhere. She's selling ice cream. She's involved in rescue operations. She is with the construction workers, and she is also working at the library, and she is also a train driver. Okay, a quick quiz. Does any one of you know what a person who operates the train is called? Well, if you do know, then please write down in the comments. So, back to the story. Now, Mrs. Rabbit, of course, she's the most hardest working person, and she's also working at the supermarket apart from all the other things that we have just seen. So while she's at the supermarket, Mr. Zebra, the postman, he comes with a letter. And what does the letter say? Miss Rabbit, please come to my palace to get a medal for all your hard work. Bring friends, all the best, the Queen. Wow, isn't that great? Don't we all want to visit the Queen and the palace someday? But look at what Miss Rabbit is saying. I can't visit the Queen. I've got too much work to do. Don't worry, Peppa says. But the Queen has made it a holiday. Wow, look at that. The Queen has declared a holiday on that day so that Miss Rabbit can actually enjoy her day off. So, who does Miss Rabbit take along with her? Of course, Peppa and all her friends. So they are going to visit the Queen. Here they are at the palace. They are inside. Where's the Queen? Emily Elephant asks. Queen! Susie Sheep calls. Where are you? Yeah, like we can do all of that in real life. So, oh, look, here she is. In another fancy room, there is a lady sitting on a throne knitting. How cute is that? The Queen knitting. Hello, Peppa says. Have you seen the Queen today? I am the Queen, the lady says. Oh, come on, Peppa. Didn't you just see her on screen on your television? Okay, but it's just a story, so let's continue. I'm excited to meet all of you, the Queen says, standing up. And now for Miss Rabbit's medal. This is the Queen's award for industry. Keep up the good work. The Queen puts a shiny gold medal over Miss Rabbit's head. Cheers for Miss Rabbit, the Queen says. Hip hip, hooray! Shout the children. Miss Rabbit and the children wear their boots to go out into the palace gardens with the Queen. Do you play in your garden all the time, Your Majesty? Danny Dog asks. I don't have time for playing. No, answers the Queen. Oh no, the Queen doesn't have time to play. She suddenly stops. Oh dear, a muddy puddle. Never mind, we can walk around it. You can't walk around a muddy puddle, Peppa says. You have to jump in it. Peppa shows the Queen how to jump up and down in the muddy puddle. Wow, look at that. She's ordering the Queen what to do. I say, that does look fun, the Queen says. Here one goes then. Stop, shouts Peppa. If you jump in muddy puddles, Peppa says, you must wear your boots, Your Majesty. The Queen goes inside and comes back with her boots on. Everyone loves jumping up and down in the muddy puddles, including the queen. Woo! Hooray! Look at that. So let's check out the second book. This is the story of Prince George. So, how does this story begin? Here we are in Peppa and George's bedroom, and Daddy Pig is trying to put the kids to sleep. But what are they actually doing? They are dancing. And Mummy Pig finally arrives to check in on them. It is bedtime, Daddy Pig, says Mummy Pig. They are almost asleep, says Daddy Pig. That doesn't look like it, Daddy Pig. So, Mummy Pig says, why don't I put Peppa and George to bed? Can we have a bedtime story first, says Peppa. Okay, says Mummy Pig, but only if you promise to go straight to sleep afterwards. So it's the same old story everywhere. Kids want something and they promise they'll do anything in return for it. So Mummy Pig has agreed to read a story to them if they go to sleep right afterwards. And after the deal has been agreed upon, Mummy Pig goes on to read a story to them. This story is about a fairy tale castle, a prince, a princess, and a cook who cooks all sorts of delicious treats for them. There's jellies, cookies, and fairy cakes with cherries on top. And the prince and princess have their own personal royal wizard. But all is not well in Fairy Tale Castle. They are plagued by the presence of a big scary green dragon. Princess Peppa and her friends are so scared and they start running back into the castle. But not George. Look, he's so brave. He's facing the dragon. So next, there's a big standoff between Prince George and the scary green dragon, while Peppa and her friends are hiding inside the castle. Meanwhile, Prince George and the big scary dragon are having a growling competition. But suddenly, Prince George realizes that the dragon isn't scary at all. He's just lonely. So he invites the big scary dragon for a picnic. And also he starts calling the dragon Dinosaur. So finally, at the end, there is a big happy picnic where we have Prince George, Princess Peppa, the cook, the wizard, and the dragon all enjoying themselves. But the story doesn't end there. Soon there is a big party after the happy picnic at the palace where all the friends are invited, where the dragon is the guest of honor. And he ends up popping a lot of balloons, but nobody is really bothered. So the dragon is so happy that he finally decides to be a royal pet, and everybody is happy and they cheer, hip hip hooray, and that's the end of the story. Yes, so we actually forgot that we were telling a story inside of a story. Mummy Pig took so long to tell that story that she has fallen asleep herself. But Peppa and George are good kids, so they decide to keep their end of the bargain. So after the story is finished, they decide to go to sleep as well. Good night, Peppa. Good night, George.